What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now Plus. I'm Alex, and in this video, I want to briefly go over the review scores for the Dead Space remake. I mean, I know the game comes out tonight, the game comes out tomorrow. You know, a lot of people will be playing it. I just thought it'd kind of be fun to look through some of these scores, talk about what it seems like other people are saying. I hold the same thing I've always said when it comes to review scores. Review scores don't change my opinion of the game. I try to go based off of myself, based off seeing it, right? What I feel. I know there are people that value review scores a lot more than me. Whatever you do, just want to let you know. Totally cool, honestly, by me. So we have an 89 on Metacritic based off of 54 critics. I believe it's been stuck at an 89 this entire time. It started with like 21 critics. It's gone up. Some of the usual suspect YouTube reviewers also got it as well. As always, the Metacritic critic side doesn't really take into account a lot of the YouTubers that got it. But really, overwhelmingly, tons of positives. So again, while I mean, if the game gets a high score or low score, I don't go into review scores too much. One thing I was kind of interested in, and we've talked a lot about it with this game specifically, the changes, right? And honestly, from the reviews that I've been seeing, it's all positive on this is exactly how you do a remake. You take an old game, right, or a decently old, depending on your definition of what old is, and you bring it up to current standards. From the visuals to the lighting, the scares are just as good, the combat's just as good. Like, everything is incredible. This is an amazing game on its own. And that's, I believe, an important thing to bring up with this game, right? And when you talk about a remake, it's really just about making an amazing game and just putting it on where we're at right now, right? Now, there were some additions, right? Isaac talks, you got some, extra dialogue lines. How does that work? There's some side missions now, right? To kind of flesh out other characters. Do these things help the game or do they hurt it? Overwhelmingly from the scores, okay, it does seem like it helps. There's one mixed review, and that's a 7. They give it a 7 out of 10. The rest, I mean, there's perfect scores. There's actually, I believe, 6 or so 10 out of 10s. There's a lot of them in the 9s. I mean, having an 89, average obviously means you have quite a few 9s and above. So it seems like overwhelming, and that for me, again, for me personally, that's what I was looking at, is I know this game. I know this game is good. I know this game is really good. So, I mean, how you mess it up would actually be beyond me if you could actually do that. But with some of the tweaks, with some of the additions, changes, maybe you call them changes, but with some of the additions that they did, will that make it better than the base game? Will it make it worse? It seems like it's kind of better. I see a lot of people saying some of the taglines, right? Taglines from these reviews, a lot of them are saying this is the definitive place or this is the definitive game to play Dead Space. And ultimately, when you do a remaster or you do a remake, that needs to be the thing, right? I try to put into words like, what does a remake have to actually do to be good? To be flat out honest, for this specific example, the remake, to make it a success, this needs to be the one that you say for people to play. Now, the original will always exist, and it's incredibly important considering that's how we got this one. But if you're out there, for any game that gets a remaster or a remake, if you're saying the old game is still the better way to play it, I think it failed. I think that literally is the main thing you're trying to do. So throughout all these reviews, a bunch of them kind of going with a tagline, this is the place to play it. This got them to re-love the Dead Space franchise, 10 years later. All these kind of talking points, right? But that is what I see a lot of, and that does make me happy because that should be the goal, that even with the additions, with the changes that they've done to this game, albeit maybe small, right? Would it ruin it, or would it, kind of detract from it or whatever? And would it make this game not the definitive, way to play it? Well, no, it actually seems like this is the way. So wanted to just make this super quick. I mean, obviously you can go on Metacritic and you can read any of the, 54 reviews that you want to. Again, the game comes out in just a few hours kind of worldwide. So thought this would be a little fun. Let me know, of course, what you guys think in the comments. I will be playing it. I will be reviewing it. I'll do it on the main channel. So just obviously the Podcast Now family, make sure that's both of them are in your subscriptions. And I hope to see you all on the next one.